All right, so welcome back. So this is Sunday night. We're just looking at the QQQ. The futures are red right now. And I have the max chart up right now of the NASDAQ and just looking at the overall picture and what it's done every time it's bounced off their respective EMA lines. The EMA lines that I'm using is the 9, the 20, and the 200. So now the NASDAQ has went as high as 412 and it's really pulled back to 338 right now. But when I look at the past, I'm going to start pyramiding into this position. And I'll make another video breaking that down. But it just means I'm going to start buying shares at a certain level, a certain percentage of the money that I want to buy into, and then add as it dips. But looking at this right now, it is completely sold off from 412 down to 338. And I think we still have some more room to sell off. Now, these red, green, and yellow is what these EMAs are. And every time that it has gone below this orange one, which is your 20 EMA, every time it's gone below that, it's popped right back up. So it's definitely something that I'm looking at, and I'm looking to trade this, start building a position around 335. But this might go as low as like 320. We got to see what's going to happen with the overall market. But when I just bring up the last month, just to bring up a good picture, is the 200 EMA right here in this green that's highlighted. There it is. It just gets rejected. It's a resistance line. So every time that this has tried to approach this, it's sold off, and now sold off again. So the NASDAQ is bearish. So make no mistake about it. But there's some things that are hard to ignore, like the RSI is 26 on the 1 month. And if you look at the 6 month right here, the RSI is still 41. So I still think we have some room to sell off. And I'm kind of hoping we get to these levels down to 325. Because if you look here where the RSI was in the big picture, it sold off big time. And right here, the RSI was 35, which I'm looking right here. And then even when it sold off here, the RSI, this is in February of this year, was 23. And then look, you get these nice bounces up for like 20, 30, 40 points. So just trying to be patient on the NASDAQ right now. I feel we can still get some more red. And it hasn't proven that it's passed the 357 mark, which is that EMA line. So it's just something I want to bring up to attention because with the market so red, everything looks really gloomy with the inflation and everything else that's going on with the war and all that. So I think if we're patient, we might be able to get an opportunity to make some money off the NASDAQ. In the meantime, when I see that the same day is happening, that it's pulling back and it's selling off, I like to trade SQQQ, which is the inverse. So anytime the NASDAQ sells off, the SQQ is basically like shorting a stock. So you're buying it, and if the market goes down, this market goes up. And as you can see, SQQQ has sold off and was as low as 31 because the market was up. And now that the market sold off, it's back up to 40. So just keeping an eye on it, really trying to get a gauge on where this is going to go. But I trade this as a day trading opportunity if the market continues to sell off. Now, looking at just QQQ again, just where am I actually going to trade this thing and pyramid in? So right now, this is the last day. So yes, the last trading day, which was obviously before that holiday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it was trading as high as 348 and it sold all the way off to 337. So that's not a good day if you have a position. I don't have a position. So for me, this is a good buying opportunity. But I will still want to be patient because I want to see where it goes. At 337, it's making new lows. And we want to see if it's going to start selling off down here. I have this feeling we're going to see the NASDAQ retest like 320. So if it does do that, let's just prepare for it. Let's look at the 6 month chart and see where we're going to go from here. So let's just draw some support lines. We go down here. Right here we have 318 is the ultimate support line. So 317, 318, we'll leave that right there. It's perfect. If it breaks this level 317, we know that we are making new lows. And let's bring up the 2-year chart so you can actually visualize it. If it breaks this level right here, we're going to go lower. And where would it go before that? Just to bring out like worst case scenario, the market's not doing well. These are alerts that I like to set because I want to make sure that I'm doing everything to protect my account. So I'm going to set a price alert. I'm just going to do this while I'm here because it just makes it easier. So you link this, and then you just hit price movement, and then I just put 318. So now if QQQ breaks 318, I'm going to get an alert. It's going to get sent to my cell phone, and it's going to tell me, hey, QQQ sold off below 317, 318. The next support level it looks like that it will have is this area. So let's just zoom in on this area so we can actually see what the prices are, because that is the next support level. So we'll just go from here to about here. And it'll zoom in, and there's our low right here. And let's draw another one. So we have resistance. Let's put it right there. Boom. It really should be support. I don't know why I did resistance, but it brings a different color, so it makes it easier to see, which is nice. Here we go. So this looks like at the 297 range, and we're going to make this red for support, I guess. So here we go. We got that there. So we got two lines drawn. We got a 317 and a 297. And if something's really wrong, our next support, I mean, this is hopefully we're not bag holding by then, but I probably will be if it goes that low and it still keeps trending down. I'm going to put one right here too, right at this level, which is 268. Now, I'll be honest, that's the lowest I think we're going to see the NASDAQ go. But for my pyramid, I'm going to have 4 purchases. And the first purchase is going to be 10% of the position I want to do. And then 20%, so it's 30% total. And then 50%, and then 20%. So here we go. We have one more I wanted to draw because I'm going to have a position already before that. And it's going to be at 330. And I'm going to show you why in a second. When I look here at I can't see it on the today chart, obviously. I'm going to go to 3 months. On the 3-month chart, you can see the 330 level. This was a level that it broke through and made new highs. And it's actually a little bit higher if you actually look at it. It's like right here is where it happened. And that's at 333. I think potentially we're going to get a bounce at 333. So if I get a position at 333 and it goes up 10 points, then I can just sell it and take some profits. But at least I can move my stop up and make some money. But that's why I'm only doing 10% of my original investment. So if I was doing $10,000, I'm only going to put $1,000 in at 333. And then my second purchase is going to be at 317 because that's testing the ultimate support level right there. So first purchase, 333. Second purchase, 317. Then my third purchase, this is going to be through time if things go bad, it's going to be at 297. And then my last purchase, because I'm not going to have any money left, is going to be 268. So that's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm looking at it. Those are the levels to look at. And keep in mind, I'm always day trading it. So I like to keep a holding position and then day trade it in like either a separate account or keep that one cash. So I'm not touching it. But I will just continue day trading it and then just go from there. But those are the levels that I'm looking at for the NASDAQ. And it doesn't mean it's even going to go near these levels, but I just like to prepare and I have them on it. So now I know where it's going to go. And it's always good just to set your alerts. So you can set your alerts for it, set your price alert, and then you click this to link it, and it's just linking QQQ to it, price movement, and then put 333. So now I'll get an alert that it's right there at 333, and then I'll set my order to buy it. I don't like to leave existing orders in. God forbid we wake up and it's like, way below that in the pre-market, and then it'll just buy once the market opens at 9:30. But those are the levels I'm looking at. I don't think it's going to go there, obviously, but who knows, to be honest. But when you look at the overall, these are your levels. And when I go out to the max chart, like I had in the beginning of the video, you can see where the levels are coming from. And there's a clear support level there. There's a clear support level here, and a clear support level here and here. And obviously they're not perfect, but I'm looking just to play the bounces and make money off of them. So if I keep buying and selling and follow a stop loss, then I can still have money in the game. So we're just putting alerts where we want them. And if we get the triggers, then we'll start looking and trying to trade this. For an overall swing picture though, looking at the max chart RSI, I want to see this like under 30. If I'm going to buy and hold. Because there are times when you look at the max chart where the RSI, you'll see the true RSI as I'm moving here. So look where it was down here. It was down to 29, and that was at $31. Wow. And then it went all the way to the moon, up to 400. And then this one, there's one more, I believe. Yeah, it's not really. But this one here, the RSI was down to 54, which is kind of a hard buy to do. And then it went all the way up before even pulling back. It went all the way up there to 300. So, I mean, that's almost a 100-point gain right there. So just using RSI alone, we might be able to just try to squeeze out 50 to 100 points out of this. Got to be patient, but that's why I only allocate like maybe 5 to 10% of that trade to a swing trade, and then I just day trade with the rest. I mean, I always have existing positions in QQQ, FX, AIX, and the other growth fund that I mentioned in my previous video. But like when I'm going to strictly day trade them, I try to respect the levels and respect the EMA levels using the 9, the 20, and the 200 EMA. But that's what I'm looking at, and we'll see. We'll see where the market's going to go this week, and just try to respect that stop loss or have those levels in for your pyramid buy.